Welcome to TradeTheMBA.com. This is John. This report is for the 26th. Well, we got that early morning dip that came in before the market started the other day, and it really turned around almost immediately. And from that turnaround, never even looked back. So the fact that there was weakness built into the setup in that, it never materialized into anything because there were just nothing but buyers. Elevating the short MBI white 7.22, so getting close to a range, but again, you have the steel reset here from an ES standpoint, and it was a pretty quick fade and crossed back over from a DOC spread back to the spider of the bullish side. So we can look to move to the upside as soon as that magenta crosses back above MBI yellow, but a little bit less attractive from an NQ standpoint, but nonetheless still similar. Uh, Short interest there is a little higher, 954 on the MBI white, so that's definitely enough short buildup that you can squeeze them, which has been the modus operandi for quite some time now. And given the fact that treasuries are this out of whack with reality, uh, there's just no alternative. The interesting thing is going to be, though, as the numbers and material readings catch up to the euphoria of nonsense, there's not going to be a whole lot of room in the exit for when people need to maybe soften their positions just a little bit. So that'll be an interesting development when it takes place. Oil continuing to be in this plus 80 range, and it's just a non-starter for keeping inflation at bay and maintaining control over certain things. And of course, we had talked about the giant move in the euro, which was complete nonsense because they're going to have to pay for oil and the higher prices. And of course, people took advantage of the fact that, that wasn't a realistic move. But this is what you get. The market is always going to move counter to the broader interest, which creates the volatility. From a gold standpoint, pretty much still in this flat line. We saw some recovery from both the crypto, Bitcoin pulling back up in that, and again, just enough to terrify some people. Actually, from a Bitcoin standpoint, though, I think we hadn't gone back and seen how far we got to its previous low, which had filled in these positive extremes going back. That only left the initial breakout one, which was down at the 54 range. And there was ETH, nothing special, more of the same from a 50K. So we were talking about in the pre-market was the dip that came down and from my technical standpoint had filled the positive extreme. But if there was going to be continued weakness, it would be interesting to note. Now, we did get a nice rise MBI white. It did cause a move right back down to retest at the zero, which is pretty congruent, but pretty quickly right after we ended up with the magenta popping back above. And then you got the cross of the blue above the gray there. That led to the rally that was continuing at this particular stage. So that's the long and the short of it for now. I think the volatility is still good. And are we elevated from a numeric standpoint? Not so much. I think that the reality is that while there's no opportunity for alternative investment in bonds or anything other than commodities, and the market pretty much set for this course until something negative pops up that suggests that there's trouble in the economy. And of course, with the election, that's always going to be an interesting one, and we got that debate. So could be some fireworks with it. As always, though, anything relevant, I'll update you on the Skype chat. Have a good one.